Hey guys, the Lord here, back again with day 13 of the 31 days of Halloween. We are almost 2 weeks into this, and if I'm being perfectly honest, what better way to celebrate the 13th day than to review the NECA Toys Friday the 13th Part 6 Jason Lives Ultimate Jason Voorhees. Now, you'll have to excuse me, I'm kind of sitting a little off to the side, so volume's going to be a little trippy for a moment, just because my lighting is screwing with this guy, like, really bad. I'll move out of the way here, and it's totally out of freaking focus, well, a little bit, but yeah, it's just it's give and take with this camera. So this guy, I set jack-o'-lantern on all of his accessories. How smart of me. He comes with a few things, like stuff I'm dropping behind camera, like this little pole here. Actually, I think this is like a cemetery gate post. I don't know if that's in focus or not, just because how small it is. But there's the top. Of course, there's the bottom. But you can actually split this into two pieces. And he actually comes with a hand to hold it. Well, sort of. I think it's meant to go in the right hand or left hand as well, but this is an extra right hand. This is actually the hand that comes packaged on him. Well, in the package. But the idea is you're supposed to take the little graveyard gate piece, and you could put the first half through his hand like this, and then you can stick the bottom half. Obviously in the bottom. Just via this little peg hole system they got going on here. You're going to want to be careful. You don't want to break this, so I would suggest using some soap or something, but once it's in there, it's pretty much in there. It'll stay. But yeah, that's pretty much it for that. So I'll just leave that as is. And then, of course, he comes with this nice little rock with his name on it. No, just kidding. This is his tombstone, because this is actually the first incarnation of resurrected zombie Jason. And he's literally brought back Frankenstein style, so let the comparisons begin. Don't worry, we'll get to that. But it just says Jason Voorhees on it. It's a nice looking little piece. It's kind of squishy. Kind of. Very, very little. It's dense enough to where you probably wouldn't notice, but there's that. And then, of course, he comes with a couple of things on his person. First, of course, being the iconic machete. And there's actually a holster for this on his utility belt, which is kind of stupid, but at the same time, this is the Jason I wanted because, well, I'll talk about that in a minute. But you can just slide this in here. Whoop. And it's in there pretty well. It's not too tight, but also not too loose either. So that's a plus. Sorry, I'm flashing you some Jason crotch, but the other thing he comes with is this little kniff, which I don't really see him using knives a lot, but he comes with one. Out of the way. Now the knife is a little bit trickier to get in the holster just because there's an extra piece. Oh, that time it went in. It's got this little kind of clip. It's not stiff plastic or anything, so you don't really got to worry about breaking it, but the handle's supposed to slit into that little clip on his belt there. So, and then of course he comes with one other thing, and that is of course his mask. And oh my god, we'll talk about that in a minute. But this mask is pretty much the same one they use with all of them, except I think the eyes are a little different because I don't know if the other ones have the eyes sculpted on or if they're just holes like the other holes in his mask. But I actually had to punch in one of these holes. The one right there by that little red bit. Right on his nose, or right on his forehead there. Right on the forehead area. I had to put that hole right there in. It ain't perfect, but you know what? It's there. I don't have to worry about it anymore. So, you know what? Screw it. But the mask has nice kind of rubbery straps to fit over his head. And speaking of which, that is the face only his mother could love. Wait, what? His mother's dead too? Well, then they can be zombies together. Too soon? I don't care. It's a freaking movie. Get over it. But yeah, that's pretty gnarly. I like the skull sculpt. And it does kind of look like Swamp Thing. I believe Review Spot said that about this figure. It kind of has a Swamp Thing look to it. Sorry, the lighting's freaking out. But maybe that'll change once I put his mask on. I don't think you guys want to look at that for the whole video, do you? There. So articulation on this guy. His head has a double ball peg, it seems, in it, so it looks up and down a little bit. Has a bit of attitude. You can give him the some tilt. So he kind of looks more zombie-ish, although I don't think he really does that. But it does rotate side to side and up and down, whole 9 yards. His arms will move out to the side, probably a right angle to the body. We pushed it hard enough. They move forward and back. He's got a elbow hinge as well as a swivel. Ball jointed wrists, actually double ball pegs on the wrists, as well as a diaphragm joint. Gives you a decent amount of range. Jason's not a ninja, so he doesn't need a whole ton, but it's nice to have a little bit, and it does rotate, of course. His hips will move forward, back, out to the side a little bit. You're going to want to be careful if you got his weapons in his belt. You don't want to mess that up. He's got a thigh swivel, which is pretty tight on both sides on mine. You got a hinge at the knee, got a swivel at the knee, and you have a double ball peg in the foot, and it gets a little bit of range. He does have some torn pantaloons there, but other than that, that's pretty much it. That is the figure. He's got some nice paint detail throughout. He's pretty clean, though, for being a zombie. And he's a zombie that's apparently smart enough to carry a belt with murder weapons and wear gloves so his hands don't get dirty. Because, that spreads germs. But I guess we'll just give him his machete back. And this is the machete holding hand. The hole in it is a little bit wider, so you can fit that in there with no problems whatsoever. And it is fairly easy to get in there. I haven't noticed any paint rub either. It's loose enough to where it's not a pain to get in, but it's tight enough to where it ain't gonna fall out. So yeah, that's pretty cool. But yeah. Kind of a pain in the butt to stand, though. He seems to want to lean forward a bit, but I'm just kind of a rookie when it comes to NECA stuff. This is more of John Wilde's profession. That and Amigos. Where did I put Jack-o'-lantern? There he is. Here he is, of course, next to Jack-o'-lantern. Pumpkin Puss himself, and he is a giant next to him. He's not really standing upright. He's kind of leaning back like, hey. He's just going to have to do that, isn't he? So, there's that. And then the size comparison most of you have probably been waiting for, even though you've probably already done it 50 million times because I'm late to the game with this NECA scene. Here he is next to Freddy Krueger we looked at yesterday. And yeah, I'd say that's a pretty good scale. I do believe the Freddy vs. Jason Freddy looks a lot like this one. Not sure. They've only made the first 3. But I'm hoping they make a Freddy to go with the new Freddy vs. Jason figure, because I'm debating on actually getting that figure. Then here's the size comparison I've always wanted to do. Here he is next to Frankenstein. And they are just about the same height, so that's pretty cool. Jason does have some bulk to him, though. But that's okay. That's okay. Jason's a big fella. So, with that being said, I obviously am going to recommend this figure. If you like this movie, if you don't like this movie, then you're probably not going to like this figure. I actually bought this figure because I saw him in an Alice Cooper video. Yes, just like the Freddy Krueger, I bought this guy because of hair metal. So, you know what? Sue me. I like half-assed decent music. So, with that being said, I'm going to scoot back over here. I hope you enjoyed today's edition of the 31 Days of Halloween. Stay tuned, because tomorrow we're going to be taking a look at Sir Tim Curry as Pennywise the Clown from Stephen King's It. Yes. So that being said, till next time, I'll catch you guys later with another edition of the 31 Days of Halloween. Actually, day 14, 2 weeks in. Until next time, we'll catch you guys later. Ooh, scary. You messed up your outro. Think I wouldn't do that 2 weeks in, but oh well.